Hi everyone, meteorologist Chad Evans here with a look at your daily weather forecast video, sponsored always by Trent Johnson State Farm. TrentIsMyAgent.com. A big thanks to all of you for your kindness, your love, your well wishes, because I was really down sick. I mean, it's amazing. I feel like just in the past 4 or 5 hours how much better I feel, and I'm so thankful for that, because influenza B and COVID is not something to mess with, and I was vaccinated and I was down for several days, so really rough. And thanks for your patience. I've had all the blog posts, I just haven't been able to do a video, but today I'm able to get up here and do a video for you, so it's good to be back at it. And I'm tracking some snow. We've got a lot of rain in the forecast, some ice, believe it or not, as well, and some much colder weather, but not after a brief warm-up. And the overall trend from this point right through much of March is above normal precipitation. That's really going to help to chew away at the long-term drought that we've got going on over most of our forecast area. And I'm honing in on 2 periods of severe weather risk as well. One just before, around mid-March, and another one kind of closer to the first day of spring. So lots to talk about in a very complicated forecast as well. Today's been an interesting day because the temperatures have varied so much over the forecast area. It's actually warmed up very nicely from Lafayette southward. I mean, it's 51 degrees at Cayuga, mid-40s Lafayette, but it's only in the 30s at Rochester and Medaryville as the clouds are increasing over the area as our next system approaches. And here is that system. Been tracking it for a long time. The track has varied with the data over a good week. First it was band of accumulating snow here, rain for us, and then the snow band started to shift southward. Still rain over a lot of the area, and then it really has been shifting southward. But we may still get some snow over the southern part of our area tonight especially. This is one model, one piece of data I use to make a forecast, and it's got snow over about the southern 2/3 of our forecast area. Now this is the other model. I believe this is the HER model we call it. This has the snow south of our area. So see the difference in the two? One has a little farther north, the other one a little bit farther south. So I think the best forecast method here is to keep it zero snowfall, that is, from Kentland to Monticello, Florida, Kokomo northward, but anywhere from nothing to some places getting a ½ inch potentially. Right here from Fowler, Attica, Frankfort, Lafayette, Tipton, down to Lebanon. Now, if you are south of Lebanon, you're up here south of New Richmond and south of Williamsport, trace to 1 inch. The reason why I have a little bit of uncertainty here is the exact track of that snow is still in question. Whether it's going to be here, or it may get a little farther north to here, or it's way down here. So just be aware, potential is there for some local amounts of 0 to a half here, and be aware of a trace to 1 inch possible in this area. And I'm going to be watching this very closely through the evening hours and into tonight to see just exactly where this little band of snow sets up, because it could vary by 5 or 10 miles, and that makes a big difference when there's such a sharp cutoff just like this. Then we look to not only tomorrow and Friday, but also Saturday and then through Sunday, because we've got 2 strong cold fronts that come through. One cold front comes through at some point Saturday, another one comes through Sunday. Could be a few spotty showers and spotty snow showers with these 2 fronts. The reason why it's so important is the timing of the fronts determine how warm we get and when the warmest temperature is achieved. Do we have our warmest day Friday, or do we have our warmest day Saturday before temperatures take a nosedive? That's the big question. It is going to warm up, but it's brief, and whether that's Friday or Saturday when we peak is in question. And then look at this. We turn sharply colder, we're way below normal, and we got to watch for the potential snow and ice anywhere from late Sunday right through Tuesday, maybe Wednesday and next week. It's possible that we have 2 storm systems that produce wintry precip. The first one is more like late Sunday, Sunday night into Monday with snow and even some ice. The second one is mostly ice with a little snow. So those two bear a lot of watching. The track is in question, but the conditions are there for that. Then after that, things get really hairy and very interesting. For one thing, it is going to get much wetter. And for another thing, you know, around I would say March 10th through the 13th, that period, and then again around the 21st, 22nd period, those two periods are hot spots for severe weather risk. But we've got the potential of heavy rain closer to the 10th, 12th, 13th of March, and maybe even some more heavy rain towards the first day of spring. And this rain could really add up. When I look at the precip between now and then right through March 22nd, I mean, we are looking at a lot of liquid here. You can see the totals here. This is the European model. I mean, it's cranking out anywhere from 4 to 6 inches of rain over the area for that time period. So that bears a lot of watching. It's looked like a wetter pattern anyway. But here's the other part. So a lot of this heavier precip is going to come when we have cold air trying to come in. But even though we've got two masses of brutally cold air looming, there's a question of how far south that brutal cold's now going to get, because we have so many mixed signals with our teleconnections, and teleconnections help me to forecast long range. So the North Atlantic Oscillation is going just insanely positive. In fact, it could be it could be near some of the most positive levels we've seen in the past 15 years, believe it or not. The Arctic Oscillation, it will be in a cold phase, a negative, but the PNA is in a warm phase. That negative PNA forces a ridge over the southeast U.S. and pulls warmth into our area. Again, this is a very early part of March. We'll be in a phase 5 Madden-Julian Oscillation, which is a cold phase. The negative WPO, Western Pacific Oscillation, will be in a cold phase. And the stratosphere will be warm. So that means we should be cold. This is stratospheric warming. So when you see this signature, it translates to cold air being dumped in the Midwest. Great Lakes, northern, eastern U.S. It dumps southward. A lot of times you get a stratospheric warming like this, you can get the cold down to Florida, that sort of thing. So when we look at, for example, we're going to have a negative Arctic Oscillation. So this is the negative Arctic Oscillation right here. And we're going to have a negative EPO. Typically, that brings colder weather here with a positive NAO. So if your EPO and your AO are negative and your NAO is positive, you still tend to be colder. Now, if we take a negative AO like we're going to have and a positive NAO, it's not as bad, but it is still colder than normal here. But look how high that NAO is, through the roof. The highest NAO we've had since 2000 was back around February the 10th of 2020. And we actually had record highs that week. One of those record highs, I believe, it was in the 60s. On February 2nd, one of those records still stands. So we had record warmth during then. So when you see an NAO signal so high in March 2012, we had extremely high NAO readings. So this is a warm signal in the NAO. But remember, look how many are cold. So we have got ourselves a battle. This is a cold signal. This is a signal for Arctic outbreaks, but this is not. So when we look at the positive NAO in February 2020, it was really warm in early February, then it got cold, and we ended up with temperatures a hair above normal for the month. So all this said, this is what the Euro model has for next week with the snow and the ice, and then after that. It's got brutally cold air looming up here in the Great Lakes, southern Canada, northern plains, and very warm air down here. This is a classic negative PNA here. This shows you that, okay, the stratospheric warming's releasing the cold. This is a signature of a negative AO releasing the cold. But this warmth here, now that's this kind of signature. So we have got ourselves a battle going on. So where's the battle zone? Well, it's here. Why am I showing you all this? Well, the overall the signal is cold, cold, cold. But with that extremely positive NAO and negative PNA pushing against it, the cold wants to go south and stall. This is a problem, because if this stalls and we have a front here and we have colder coming south and all this warmth riding over the top of it, this sets the stage for an ice storm. However, the data today tries to push this a little farther north and keep it all rain here. So bottom line is, we've got to watch next week, because the first part of the week is going to have snow and ice with it. The second part of the week, we have another 2 rounds of heavier precip coming in. Now, it may be all cold rain, and this is far enough to the north that we don't have to worry about ice. But one false move and any of this cold gets farther south, because this is brutal cold. I mean, this is 30 degrees below normal in Canada. That shows you how cold this is. But if not for the negative PNA and the extremely positive NAO, this warmth would really not exist down here. The cold would just go all the way down to Florida. So this is it's like watching a boxing match going on between these teleconnections that are saying, nope, I'm the big player. Nope, I'm the main player. NAO says, I'm the big player. And then the cold phases say, no, I'm the big player. So bears watching next week, and I'll show you that in the 10-day here in a second. 45 for the high tomorrow. Now, after any snow that tries to sneak in tonight, we clear it out tomorrow. Winds out of the west, pretty nice day. Cold morning in the mid-20s. Highs near 40 to near 50. 41 Rochester, 49 at Cayuga tomorrow. Now, on Friday and Saturday are hard, because I don't know which day is going to be the warmest. Because I can't figure out the timing of the front Saturday. There are 2 fronts. So I think for now, let's just stay the course, and we'll change it if we have to. 49 Friday, 59, then falling Saturday. Couple showers scattered about, and then a few snow showers as temperatures tank. A lot of wind both days. Both days not bad if you don't mind the wind. The only issue Saturday is that temperatures fall in the afternoon. So enjoy the warmth early, the first part of the day, and then it gets colder. Colder Sunday, snow late. Snow, ice Monday possible. Could be impactful. Same thing Sunday night. Snow showers Tuesday. Got to watch for snow, ice Wednesday, 34. And this is where it gets tricky. Very cold north of our area. Very warm south of our area. Front kind of stalled out. Lots of moisture. 2 waves of heavier precip. Either a lot of rain, or a lot of rain and snow and ice, or rain and ice. It all bears watching here Thursday through Saturday of next week, but a lot of precip expected.